Alright, here we're back. Going to hack some more computers here. We're going to be doing this again for this entire episode. And then the last episode will either be longer or shorter than an hour. Because I believe that it will be the very last episode. There's a little bit of a weird thing going on in this one. Later, we're going to explore some stuff that you actually can't get to until after the credits roll, but we're so close to that inside the Animus that we're going to move it up here, then jump into the Animus, then finish up the game, do whatever we gotta do on the next episode, and leave it at that. So please enjoy us digging through the Animus servers today. Alright, first thing we got is this catalog or something. Unlock the secrets of our past, powered by Abstergo Industries, Inc. The Memoriam S2000. That one looks like it's from the 50s almost. Computing, make mind reading possible, Abstergo Industries, Inc. This one looks like it's maybe a little newer, from the 70s or something like that. The green computer screens and big boxy computers and stuff. The chair looks like it's a dentist chair. So that one's the Animus MS3000 ABS M-Log. This one seems to be just a blueprint of, well, in between that one and this one, the Animus 1.45S, and then that one was the one that Desmond was forced to use, and then this one here is the new virtual experience, the one that the protagonist of this game uses, along with all the other employees. And what that one's been used for, Adeline and Mr. Kenway here, but I don't believe anybody else, because everybody else was with Desmond, so. Okay, let's see what else we got. Oh, server room on this floor. Let's get to it.
Our initial research into the life of Ratana Gaydon focused on a period spanning his late teens to his early 30s. But our researchers came away unimpressed by his calm and stoic demeanor, with occasional flashes of extreme anger. This was not the sort of leading man we felt comfortable endorsing. We decided, therefore, to delve into his early childhood, with the hope that scenes of pre-colonial America might hold some appeal. As you can see here, there is a certain naive charm and innocence to this young boy. Unfortunately, our researchers found this young man's story deeply problematic as well. For one, the omnipresence of the Mohawk culture lacks the balance necessary to tell the true story of America. And secondly, the Mohawk language would certainly be an issue for most of our audience. We therefore feel that although Ratana Tankon's early life would be of some interest to our more educated viewers, it's unlikely that his story would appeal on a broader scale, being too foreign, as it were, to normal audiences. Our team recommends we pass on this property.
Again, why would you endorse them? They seem to be focusing a lot on attention for assassins. I mean, unless they're going to paint them in a bad light, it's not really something that they should be focusing on, but whatever. Alright, next up we can hit up the security room where the cameras are at, see what we can find there. Alright. 2733 is the password to get into the monitoring system on this floor. Let's see what we can find. Okay, clearly that was nothing. Let's access camera 1.
Pierre handed in his notice this morning. This new security measure is freaking people out.
They won't let him go. It's part of our contract. Having ultra-high security clearance means you have to go through a whole debriefing process. It takes months.
Really? I had no idea.
Read the fine print, man. Working for Abstergo has its benefits, but there's some drawbacks too. Big ones.
So what happened with Olivier? Did he quit?
You didn't hear? What happened? The vacation rule?
This seems like a seating area, not talking on your phone area, but whatever.
What's with all these security notices I'm seeing lately?
Just the standard message we use on occasion. Nothing to worry about. We've just had some issues around the office lately.
Like server security issues? Because these notices seem pretty severe. Like draconian, actually.
No, it's nothing to worry about, really. Walk with me and I'll explain.
Hey, thanks for sharing the white whale data with me. I was able to track it down myself.
No problem, man.
It's amazing, right? Yeah, I tracked it down as soon as I saw your message. Followed it for a while. Couldn't catch it, though.
That one was interesting. White whale data? Ooh, this one should be interesting.
Yeah. He was killed. Shot in the chest multiple times. No, that shouldn't be a problem. We collected more than enough data. We'll know soon enough. All right, I can send you the results as soon as possible. Okay. Any word on Olivier? Damn it. God, I'm worried sick. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Letitia. Bye.
Okay, so it is Letitia.
It's absolutely not all the cases.
Alright, it seems that she's actually out of her office now. Oh, she's back. Well, yeah, there's that. I was hoping maybe we could get to her computer. But, yeah. Nice. Good picture. Alright, with that, everything on this floor is done. So we'll head to the elevator and go to upstairs and view the security office tapes up there. Alright, so we shouldn't have to hack into this one. We already did it. And there's nothing to look at anyways. It does say that there's a server room on my mini-map there. Oh, look at that. I didn't even see this before. Oh, yeah. I mean, sure enough, it's there. Alright, let's hack into this bad boy. Just so you know, 77377. And what do we got? Looks like it's Hatham. That looks like Hatham to me. Suave, debonair, and clever, Hatham Kenway was a hero for a generation of men desperate for a decisive and charismatic leader, slain by the ungrateful son who could not appreciate the wisdom of his pragmatic, race-blind approach to politics and personal life. Kenway's tenure as Grand Master of the colonial right ended abruptly in 1781. See, if they're saying all this about him, why not put him as what they want? Is it going to give too much secrets away of their, I don't know, secrets that they want to keep hidden? Next, we can actually, there's the sticky notes that appear now that we've beaten the game, and we can get into that computer, which was always locked because somebody was always sitting at it. So let's do that first, and then finish up with all the sticky notes around the building. And then that's about it.
Initial reports on Aveline de Grand Prix led us to believe she would be too controversial and impulsive to appeal to a wide audience. Teenage memories show her brainwashed and trained to kill political foes of her highly unstable mentor, Agate. Additionally, Aveline spent a disappointing amount of time in the Louisiana bayou, consorting with smugglers of the lowest kind.
Oh, I try never to think.
Which we felt risked her appeal to our female audience, which is now approaching 50%. However, as Aveline matured, a new side emerged. A well-mannered and considerate lady of poise and compassion, Aveline came to embrace a new mentor, her stepmother, Madeline Delisle, a tireless fighter for the rights of slaves.
Thank you, Madeleine.
With some editing to prioritize this relationship, we feel Aveline's story will more than meet our needs. Our team recommends a go on this property. Get this one to market quickly.
Alright, so they approved this one, but only when they can edit out the parts. Okay, that's why we had to find the Citizen D or whatever in those situations. So we could, because that was what they had edited to make it more profitable and better for them. And we found Citizen D, which is the unedited versions in that game. Anyways, we're going down to look at some sticky notes. First, we've got some messages. So that's it. No explanation. We just keep going and hope nothing like that happens again. How can this even be legal? Oh well, another day, another dollar. From support team. Evan Dean, Crybabies. Yo, that was seriously messed up. I agree, but come on, we get to make games. Isn't that worth a little weirdness sometimes? If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. Yeah, okay, I don't know. Games, we're making a movie, I guess. So, maybe we're making a game too? Melanie LeMay, Mel's response. I understand that we're all a little on edge. I hope you all take the coming long weekend to relax, unwind, breathe easy, have a little fun. When we get back, we have some major butt to kick, so I want you all bright and ready. Chloe Lindsay, John left, question mark. You know where John went? I got a bad feeling about this one. If you knew something, you'd tell me, right? Or have you become one of them? Next we have Melanie LeMay, employee turnover. We all know this is a great place to work, but it's natural that people move on to pursue other interests. Let's keep the gossip to a minimum and focus on what's important. Great games. So apparently they're making games, but they seem to be making a movie. It said Blockbuster. Alright, a face from the past. Work diary, week 5. John tried to kill me. I awoke with him looming over me like an old snake. He looked oddly familiar at first, and when he spoke, I knew why right away. He was the spitting image of Bartholomew Roberts. He ranted for a time about his beloved, the specter from the server room, I assume, and about how he was reborn, a reborn figure of some sort. Before he could elaborate further, however, Abstergo security guards were upon him. John resisted, and they shot him dead. Melanie apologized profusely for my detainment and thanked me for my work. I think I believe her. She has always struck me as sincere. Yeah, me too. I like Melanie. Shaken by the whole experience, I wanted only to go home, but I was soon contacted by the courier and the barista from a few weeks earlier. My instincts about them proved correct. They seem to belong to the assassin collective, and they encouraged me to continue hacking Abstergo's servers with the security level I have now. It is doubtful I will ever be caught again, not anytime soon anyway. I'm not sure what to do next. Quit my job or press forward. There's still much work to do. Right, under computers hacked, which we've done all of them. Much thanks to all your hard work, friend. We know it wasn't easy, hasn't been for us either. Losing Desmond was a terrible blow, and we've needed the past year just to get back on our feet, but we're standing and ready to jump. Everything you acquired here, everything you sent us, will be useful in some way. Don't wonder about that. So for now, keep your head down and your eyes on the task ahead. We may come calling soon. We hope you will be ready. All the best, Bill. So William sent us that message. Interesting. All right, let us move on. Hey, it's Sean. He's back.
Keep it to 3 hours.
Nothing to say. I think it'd be cool if you could order coffee from him, and then every now and then he'd say something. That would have been cool. We missed a sticky note here in the server room. This is number 20. We submit ourselves to eternal servitude in service of a grander fulfillment. We submit the world to itself, it being a product that feeds life to life and death to death. May she, mother, sister, wife, lover, friend, bring light to darkness, minds and humanity to those who succor for its wisdom. Guide us into the gray, beloved, guide us. The next one we can find is in the security room across the lobby, and it is a bunch of sticky notes that make this symbol, manifesto of the instruments of the first will. Is that like a cult symbol or something? I guess it would have been made by John there. Alright, let's move on to the next one. I don't actually know what that's about yet, but maybe we'll find out in the next game, or maybe in a next sticky note. We go back up to floor number 2, where we can look at all of our trophies that we've collected. And I thought there was one thing that I could never access at the beginning of the game. I don't know why it wouldn't let me. Maybe I just was dumb and I didn't access it. But I figured I'd take a look and see if I could access the employee passport that we got at the very beginning of the game. And it would never let us access it. And it seems to now. It's like a pamphlet for when we get in. So this is the employee passport. It says, "Welcome to the team. Congratulations on making the bold step forward toward the best years of your career. Abstergo Entertainment has a fresh outlook on a unique way of working. With so many possibilities for growth, it can be overwhelming at first, but we're here to help you get settled in and down to work. The work of following your dreams. A new kind of entertainment. Inspiration strikes at unexpected times in unusual places. We got our start as the entertainment division of a technology company, Abstergo Industries, where research into genetic memory, more on that later, led to captivating, enthralling surprises. Today, with the wide range of transmedia offerings, from games to books to films to comics, we're more than just an entertainment company. We like to think of ourselves as a history company built on science. Now, those are some good genes." And it seems next we have a timeline of kind of how everything plays out. This should be interesting. Time to innovate. 1937 it starts with and goes all the way to 2012, or I guess maybe present day. Abstergo Industries is founded with the ambitious objective of making the best results of scientific progress available to humanity widely, accessibly, and responsibly. 1937, Abstergo Industries is an early supporter of workers' unions. Our relationship with our employees is even closer and stronger today in all of our subsidiaries, including Abstergo Entertainment. In 1940, recognizing its responsibility to create opportunity and stability for its people and all people, Abstergo Industries takes the role of global leader, aiding the establishment of the World Bank and NASA among many defining initiatives of the 20th century. The 1978, the first animus device is created, and the discipline of DNA memory research is born. 2009, after 25 years of meticulous testing, DNA memory is ready for public consumption. Abstergo Industries launches a pilot entertainment division to produce experimental features for entertainment markets. 2010, the prototypical Abstergo Industries Entertainment Division issues its first release, Project Legacy. The social media phenomenon dazzles audiences by allowing them to relive genetic memories of historical figures and little-known heroes of the past. 2011, via its growing entertainment division, Abstergo Entertainment tests a new multiplayer simulation of historically inspired entertainment gems. Gems? It says gems. The experiment is embraced by a competitive new generation of gamers eager to outdo one another. In 2012, in collaboration with major video game publisher Ubisoft, Abstergo Entertainment's Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation is released, and for the first time, the public hears the story of Aveline de Grandpré, a fallen assassin who rediscovers the light with the help of the Templar Order. A modern classic is born. We know that's a lie. 2013, ground is broken on Abstergo Entertainment's new headquarters in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, home to gourmet cuisine, major shows, great shopping, and a vibrant local culture. Montreal blends old world charm with new world energy, the perfect balance for our entertaining, historical, scientific, innovative company. The present and beyond. You join the team. A star is born. The future looks brighter than ever. Then the brochure goes on. Your role. We go out of our way to recruit the most talented people from all walks of life, innovators, producers, good listeners who always seem to know what we need in a moment before we do. You should feel at home in your Animus workstation to explore history with the thoughtfulness, thoroughness you crave, and we expect, who knows, maybe you'll uncover a past technology to the benefit of future generations, unearth evidence of a secret society, break a few codes, or make an astounding connection between mysterious documents. This could be the beginning of something beautiful, or shocking, or evocating. It's all there in history, and the secrets of humanity are at your disposal, thanks to genetic memories we put in your hands. Fitting in, at Abstergo Entertainment, we understand the power of knowing where you belong. That's why we've designed an ironclad hierarchy that leaves the organization to us, so you can do what you do best, research and create to your heart's content. No need to worry about getting ahead. We'll take care of that for you. Constellation of teamwork, practically speaking. Practically speaking, hours. Your work hours are from 8:30 to 5:30 a.m. to p.m., but feel free to start as late as 10. And don't be surprised if you get so absorbed in history you sometimes forget to go home. Vacations, everyone needs a breather once in a while. Your first week off will come after 3,000 hours in the Animus, or a year at Abstergo Entertainment, whichever comes first. It's gonna fly by. Benefits, we have the best life insurance plan in the business, and that's just the start. I need more on benefits, please, before I join. Food and common areas. You'll find everything you need for a healthy, energized work life right at your fingertips. Check the atrium for everything from fresh sushi to organic, direct trade coffee. Yum. Building security. Your communicator will give you access to the areas you need. Diversity and gender equality. Abstergo Industries and Abstergo Entertainment recognizes the fundamental benefit to humanity of striving to include the best minds from around the world and across society. If you have ideas for reaching and engaging new contributors from underrepresented segments, you are encouraged to contact HR. Non-disclosure. You are free to trumpet your enthusiasm and loyalty to Abstergo Entertainment on social media. Heck, shout it out from the rooftops if you need to, but remember, unless specified, the following information must not be shared. Project details, their titles, launch dates, themes, characters, settings, and all other identifying traits. The physical layout of Abstergo Entertainment and Abstergo Industry campuses, and the makeup of teams, including immediate colleagues, supervisors, reports, and their project statuses. Mentions of any technologies, partners, affiliates, retainers, retailers, wholesalers, and allusions to the details of sales, reports, or bonus structures must not be shared. For the projection of marketing and media schedules and potential loss of data, employees are encouraged not to travel with work, but in cases where it cannot be avoided, are advised to use laptops, tablets, and communicators only in approved Abstergo hotels and meeting rooms, never in public or in unvetted spaces. Practically speaking continued. Benefits. Okay, more on benefits. Okay, food and common areas. We read this. It's doubling this up. Okay, that's weird. It doubled that one up. Okay, DNA memory, how it works. No one really knows. Just kidding. It's a safe and well-documented process. Steps are 1. Acquisition, 2. Extraction, 3. Exploration, and 4. Editing. What some call animal instinct, Dr. Warren Vidic tamed genetic memory. Locked within our DNA are records of our ancestors' lives. The animus is a device that renders genetic memories in 3 dimensions. It's a window to the past that allows you to experience history but not change it. That happens later in editing. Once we were bound to explore only the genetic memories of our own ancestors, but today it's possible to research within the memories of any ancestors for whom Abstergo Entertainment holds a viable sample of extraction, and all with negligible side effects. Note, genetic memory records for a given ancestor end at the moment of conception, when genetic material is passed on. That's weird. So if you have a child, your the memory and the genetic like line ends, and then that's the building plan, but only on that floor. Okay, yeah, interesting. Very, very interesting. And now we will jump back into the Animus to finish up the game.
Gentlemen, how do you find it here?
It will work for us. But our goal must be to scatter our operations. To live and work among the people we protect, just as Altair ibn La'ahad once counseled.
Well, until that time, it's yours as you see fit.
Edward, Captain Woods Rogers survived his wounds. He has since returned to England, shamed and in great debt, but no less a threat.
I will finish that job when I return. You have my word. Evening, Anne.
Edward?
I'll be sailing for London in the next few months. I'd be a hopeful man if you were beside me.
England's the wrong way around the globe for an Irishwoman.
Will you stay with the assassins?
No, I haven't got that kind of conviction in my heart. You?
In time, aye. When my mind is settled and my blood is cooled.
Sail ho! Coming into the cove!
You're a good man, Edward. And if you learn to keep settled in one place for more than a week, you'll make a fine father too. Of all the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit to memory now I can't. So felt the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Oh, ere I had, they're sorry for my going away, and all the spots
As much sail as you can!
they'd wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should, I'll gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be with you all. Good night and joy be with you all.
Father, did you always know how to sail a boat?
The Jackdaw is a ship, Jen. Not a boat.
But did you always know?
No. No, I learned after leaving Bristol.
After you left Mother?
Well, I didn't leave without about saying goodbye, that was. It was an arrangement you see between your mother and me.
She said you left her. She said you always talked about sailing a boat and making money in the New World.
I did always want to sail a ship. That's true. But not for long. To support us. To take care of her.
Not me. Mother said you didn't know about me. She said you worked only once a year and that she never knew where to find you.
That's all true, and I'm sorry for that. I'd known earlier. I might have come home. I hope that was.
Well, you were busy. That's what I think.
I was, but that wouldn't have mattered.
Can I steal your boat?
Boat? I see no boat here. Do you?
I mean ship, obviously. I don't see the difference anyway.
Ah, it's a very simple one, Jenny. A ship can carry a boat. A boat can carry a ship.
Why then, everything's a ship. Large and small. But for my toy boat, the one I take into the bath with me.
That's a clever way of seeing it. Is it hard to talk about Caroline, Jenny? About your mother?
No. She passed some years ago. I miss her, but it's all right.
Was she in pain?
I don't know. I don't think so. She was very happy for quite some time. Then, not so happy. I didn't see her much after that. Then, she was gone.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I wasn't there for you.
It's all right. You're here now. And we're on an adventure.
Only a little one, I hope. Can't handle too many more surprises.
You think we'll see a whale?
Yes, there's a very good chance.
And what about pirates? Will I see pirates?
No. Not much chance of that, I think.
Oh, that's rather sad. I should have liked to have seen one.
Tell you what, Jenny. As soon as these winds die a little, I'll let you steer the jackdaw. One little trick at the helm before sundown.
Yay!
Miss Jennifer Kenway, may I introduce myself?
Jennifer Scott, if you please.
I'm sorry,
My daughter was raised by her mother, Caroline, until she passed away some years ago. Jenny prefers to use her surname to mine.
Please forgive my ignorance.
I will. She may not.
Father, help me!
This little rascal, however, is a Kenway. What's wrong, Hafen?
I can't see the stage.
Up we go. How's that?
Fine. But won't your arms tire?
Hey, I'm not so old as that. But if they do, then we shall quit this posh gig and go and meet your mother for some chocolate at White's. How's that sound?
Yes, please.
Okay, hush now.
Well, we know what Hatham turns out to be. Caroline was born of a different mother, so that line is separated, but yeah. And it must have been that Jenny's parents, or mom, died, then her grandparents died if they weren't already dead, so they needed to find Edward, and since he'd been sending letters, I would assume more frequently, they figured he's alive. Jenny needs to go to him, and I guess it kind of worked out since she ended up growing up in England anyways. Hatham went back to the colonies at the time, and yeah, then the previous game happened. Yeah, cool. Alright, we're gonna get through the credits here. We'll see what's next and if we have time for anything else. Alright, I think that we can finish whatever we've got to talk about. It might go a little longer than an hour, but we're gonna make it happen either way. And then we'll have to move on to Adwale's story. We still have... I think we did everything here. These aren't new. Yeah, okay, so this is just what we would have to do. All these are done though, so we're good on that. There is, however, one thing I did not do. After collecting all of the keystones, we never actually put them into the door. But now we have our chance to do that. Ooh, what do we have here? The Mayan outfit, gained by completing the Mayans' Dele activities. According to legend, the Mayan outfit was created using scavenged first civilization material and has the ability to deflect projectiles, not unlike the ring. I think it was a ring in the last game. Yeah, definitely looks first civilization-y. Alright, well, we can move on from that. It's pretty cool we got that bad boy. Alright, so after we're done with that, we can go back to our little mansion house thing. And there's a bunch of artworks and items we've been collecting over time. We can look at and read about each one of them. There's quite a few of them. So, yeah, here we go. Here's the first one. An English ship in action with Barbary vessels. I don't think I'll click on each one since they're in the background. More of a display of his imagination and technical skills than an actual historical representation, this dramatic painting by Willem van der Velde III depicts a battle with the Barbary corsairs who operated in northern Africa. Next is harbor scene at sunset. Harbor scenes such as this one, depicted in this 1643 painting, was a favorite subject of painter and artist Claude Lorraine. Next we have Merry Company, 1623 painting by Gerald van Honthorst, illustrating a provocative scene of a debauched student with 2 prostitutes. Next is Nymphs by a Fountain, erotic painting by Peter Lely that gave birth to the Great British Nude during the nation's Puritan period. Next, St. Jerome as Cardinal. An unusual rendering of St. Jerome as a scholar rather than an ascetic, if I'm pronouncing that right. The book supporting his hand alludes to his work as a translator of the Bible in the 5th century. Next is the burning of the Royal James at the Battle of Solbay. An oil on canvas painting by Willem van der Velde II, the founder of the English School of Marine Painting. This painting represents the Battle of Solbay, the opening battle of the Third Anglo-Dutch War. Next is the flight into Egypt. The flight into Egypt was commissioned by King Philip V of Spain for displaying in the French court. Okay, cool. And next up we have the Baroque guitar. Produced in Italy in the 17th and 18th centuries, the Baroque guitars are smaller and more decorative than the modern ones. This one was made with snakewood, ivory, and bone. Interesting. Next up is the bat-nosed figurine, gold work from the Isthmian region. Represent a crowned half-human, half-bat figure flanked by 4 crocodile heads. Next up is the beaver pelt, found in great numbers throughout the northern regions of North America, highly sought for their use in tailoring fine hats. Next is a bracelet, ivory bracelet owned by a Nigerian chief from the kingdom of Owo. Next we have the bust of a water deity, Aztec fertility goddess. The headdress is a defining feature of their water deity. Up next is a cabinet, an armoire heavily decorated with tortoise shell and brass. I've actually seen one of these in a museum. Chalice, a finely crafted chalice from the region now called Mexico. Clock, an English long case clock, displays hours, minutes, moon cycles, and the time of the high tide around London Bridge. Oh, that's cool. Very old and interesting. Commode made by layering turquoise shells and brass. Okay, I thought a commode was like a toilet. Copperfield flask, a Copperfield flask engraved with floral forms with traces of gilding. Deity figurine. Taiano deity used in hallucinogenic rituals, depicts the rain giver with magical tears. Drum, a military drum displaying royal symbols used to provide a marching cadence. Eagle figurine, twin birds figure crafted for protection, first named Aguilas eagles by Christopher Columbus when he sailed along the Western Indies coast of Central America. Earth monster relief, Aztec sculpture of the earth monster, a creature representing the earth swallowing the sun at dusk, also said to have fertility connotations. Goa stone container, an elaborate golden container meant to hold a Goa stone, man-made balls of precious stone, compounds used as medicine. Head of an Oba, a large brass sculpture representing the head of a Nigerian king. That's interesting. I just like his little cheeks, his little head. He's got kind of one of those neck things. Jar with 4 faces. Ceramic jar depicting 4 faces created in Casa Grande, thought to bring increased wealth to the region. Jar with ritual scene. Ceremonial Mexican vessel depicting figures engaged in various actions. It may represent the birth of Quetzalcoatl, the ruler, priest of the ancient city of Tula. Joined armchair with cushion, a solid armchair with a large stuffed cushion, typically reserved for the head of the household or important guests. Next up, we have the cast cupboard. Cast-in were used for storing linens. This piece, produced in New York, has an art style that mimics techniques used in the Netherlands. After that, we have the maize deity, Aztec agriculture goddess of subsistence, depicted holding corn and wearing the Amacali headdress, or paper house. Next up, we have a map of the world. Oh, and I went all the way to the top. A beautiful map of the world with period-specific cartography. Mirror back, a lovely example of art native to Veracruz. Such mirrors served as costume elements connoting high rank or authority. They may have served a ceremonial function as well. Up next, we have the oboe, French instrument. Makers invented the oboe late in the 17th century. This one was made by Hendrik Rickers, considered to be one of the finest oboe makers of his period. Parade helmet à l'antique, early Baroque French parade helmet, designed in imitation of ancient Roman examples, probably intended for use in a mock joust or carousel. Next up, we have the pectoral disc. Simple and elegant, made of polished gold, this chest ornament was mistaken for a mirror by Christopher Columbus. Pedestal bowl, Velio style bowl from Costa Rica, inspired by the Mayan ceramic tradition, represents deities in the form of monsters. Scherer's 1700 globe, a globe crafted in 1703, adorned with vivid Catholic imagery and decoration. It contains interesting cartographic errors, such as depicting modern-day California as an island. Seated Zemi figure, Tiano skeletal deity, seated on a ceremonial seat, may have been crafted for protection. A silver teapot fabricated by North American silversmiths near Charleston, Massachusetts, engraved with a Rococo-style coat of arms and crest. Silver two-handled bowl, fabricated in New York in the early 1700s, commonly used to contain brandy and raisins, which guests could scoop up themselves using spoons. Standard bearer, sitting Aztec upper-class male figure, right hand may have originally held a banner. Oh, and it would have broken off, maybe. I could see that. The Tiano bust. Tiano artwork. The Tiano people believed their deities could be summoned during rituals aided by hallucinogenic... I can't say that word. Drugs. Tripod vessel with date glyph. Aztec vessel with a date glyph on its front side. The Aztec burned human remains, animal remains, and incense in these vessels as an offering to their gods. Triptych, Christian motifs crafted in delicate hummingbird feathers. Oh my gosh. Trumpet, a trumpet with 5 furls, a wooden block, binding tassels, and a number grim, common to the German city of the same name. Vanitas still life. Vanitas often represented the passage of time and death with objects such as a skull, a clock, or here an overturned wine glass, and an extinguished candle. Peter Klaas was a master of this style. I probably butchered that name. A violoncello, produced by Antonio Stradivari, from a combination of spruce, maple, and ebony, strung with gut strings, overspun with fine metal wire. What's a gut string? A vulture vessel, ceramic vessel in the form of a vulture, for use in human sacrifice ceremonies. The Weda galley-style bell, a ship's bell, is a prized possession whenever a ship is broken up. Often engraved with the ship's name, they were used by the crew to indicate time and important events like shift changes and meals. Wooden term statue of Saint Adrian, patron saint of plague, and believed to cure illness. Saint Adrian was martyred in the early 300s after having been tortured so severely that his intestines were exposed as depicted in the statue. That's rough. Sorry, buddy. Wooden term statue of Saint Liverton. Saint Liverton is thought to be able to cure stress and headaches. He is often represented clutching his head as though he were in great pain. He's probably taking those headaches and putting them on himself. I need somebody like that. Sometimes I get bad headaches. Of course, I wouldn't want to do that to somebody else. Like, if I don't like them, they probably don't like them. Tylenol is a go-to sometimes. Yoke form vessel, a Mayan cylindrical ceramic vessel joined with a U-shaped element, commonly considered to be a belt or waist guard, associated with an ancient Mesoamerica ball game. And that's the last one. There's a person that we missed, or people that we missed, Anne Bonny. We gotta find out what we missed on her little thing here. Within 3 months of setting out, Anne and Mary found themselves alone on the deck of their stolen, damaged schooner, fighting off waves of British soldiers as Jack and the rest of his crew lay below deck, passed out from heavy night of drinking. They were outnumbered and quickly detained. The British authorities, surprised to find 2 women fighting so fiercely as pirates, deigned to make a show of their subsequent trial. But Anne and Mary had a plan of their own. Unbeknownst to the British, both were pregnant. Anne by Rackham, most likely, and Mary by an unnamed sailor, a fact which they had revealed as the judge passed a sentence of execution on them. Owing to the fact of their being quick with child, the judge stayed their executions until they came to term. Some 4 months later, Mary, had her child, but died soon after in prison of a terrible infection. Until now, Anne's fate is unknown. Lacking an execution log or death certificate, it was commonly assumed that her father came to her rescue, paying the governor off and spiriting her back to the British colonies in North America. But we now know the true story. The only question remains is what to do with it. Next is Caroline Scott. We need to find where we left off on her. Should be update, it should say update on it. Or just give me the whole spiel. I mean, I know that it would give away some of the story and stuff, but it's just, I hate going through here and being like, oh, did I read this last? It's been like a week or a month. Okay, I figured it out. It's right after 1712 there. So for a time it seemed as though this odd pairing might produce a lasting union, but Edward's deep love for his wife was offset by his uncouth habits and reckless attention to responsibility. Not content to live a life of middle-class drudgery, Edward dreamed large and fixed on the idea that he could sail to the West Indies and fight as a privateer against the Spanish, or, barring that, buy some land and sow a sugar plantation. Caroline tried to dissuade her husband, but to no effect. At last, his drunken antics and wild dreams strained their marriage beyond repair. To further complicate matters, Caroline discovered she was pregnant and could not fathom Edward being a responsible father to her child. She resolved to leave her husband and live again with her parents. Edward was hurt by the idea, but the shock of it did nothing to cure his fantasies. Instead, he doubled down and left for the New World, vowing to prove himself a man of quality. Caroline had her child some months after Edward's departure, calling the girl Jennifer. In the ensuing years, Caroline lived a life that altered between great joy and crushing grief. She had a beautiful daughter and a supportive mother, yet her father, ever resentful for Caroline's defiance, never treated her as a daughter again. In early 1720, tragedy struck with a slow but deadly force. Caroline fell ill and for many months languished at her parents' home, desperate to get well. Emmett Scott, believing his daughter's illness to be self-induced, did little to aid her. Unfortunately, the disease was all too real. Caroline Scott Kenway died in 1720 in her parents' home on Hawkins Lane in Bristol. All right, actually, that completes the game. I hope I didn't miss anything. If I did and you know about it, well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Then I missed it. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, or anyone for watching. I do appreciate it. Please do give her a like, a comment, another comment. Maybe do consider subscribing to the channel. And, yeah, I mean, if you disliked it, give her a dislike, but please do comment on why you disliked it, and maybe I can make some alterations. I think we're going to end with something a little weird. The cheats on the game allow me to edit how the bad guys look. So yeah, enjoy that for the end of the video. And then we have Rogue next, Assassin's Creed Rogue, and we'll play that. And then I think I'm going to be all Assassin's Creeded out for a little while. So we're probably going to end that and go on to something else, whether it's, I'm thinking either Grand Theft Auto or Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. I don't have any other ones. Maybe Mario or Donkey Kong. There's a bunch of other ones I have that I didn't mention that I want to play through. So if you have one that you think we'd enjoy playing here, please do shout it out, and maybe I have it. If I don't have it, I'll consider getting it. But I have quite a bit already, so, you know, there's that. Anyways, enjoy the ending here of the video, and please do come back for Assassin's Creed Rogue. Bye for now.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum.